Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Filix Toys, the Clown. This is the Heath Ledger Joker from the Dark Knight, and Filix Toys made their own 1/12 scale version, but they're a third-party, unauthorized, unlicensed release, so they can't say DC, they can't say Batman, and they can't say the Joker. I missed the first wave of these things that came out, and it's a really nice figure, so I put a pre-order in at 1/6 kit, and it finally arrived today. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, where we normally say Batman, it says, I don't even know what that says. Bunch of Joker cards, bunch of laughter and that type of stuff. On the back side, what looks like Gotham City, maybe a red smile there. No barcode, nothing else. So with no further ado, let's open it up. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. Now, from what people say, this is the best Dark Knight Heath Ledger Joker in the 6 and 7 inch scale. And so far, he feels pretty damn good. Accessories are plentiful. He comes with a little stick he used to beat Batman at the end with the dogs, a shotgun, a machine gun, a couple knives, a couple pistols, even the detonator from the end with the boat, an alternate foot with the spike coming out, 10 alternate hands, totaling 12 interchangeable hands, 2 heads, grenades that go inside his jacket, the bank robber Joker mask, some playing cards, and a whole sheet of Joker cards. But before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So first of all, rest in peace, Heath Ledger. This is Heath Ledger, who played the Joker in The Dark Knight. They've made so many different figures of this guy, and this might be the best. We'll find out as we get through this video. So, starting with his face, it does look excellent. The paint job's on point. The smile there, the darkness around the eyes. Only thing that kind of bothers me is when that strand of hair doesn't look quite as good as I'd like it to. As a whole, looks fantastic. Cloth soft goods, the coat is perfect. Look at that, it's magnificent. Hangs off him as if it would a real person. A lot of times they make these things too baggy or too tight. Shirt looks good, tie, need a little adjustment there. Even the chain is super long, super cool, super real. Looks like pinstripe pants, dress shoes, whole 9 yards. Looks fantastic. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. Looks like it is all here. This is the Filix Toys Dark Knight Joker. This is not the first Filix Toys figure that I have. They made a Joaquin Phoenix Joker as well. They specialize in making 1/12 scale cloth soft goods, sort of Mezco style, third-party, unauthorized, unlicensed figures. I don't really understand how they get away with this, the legality, or how they can sort of avoid everything. That's why it's called the Clown, not the Joker, but it's really obvious what it is. That being said, I'm happy they're able to make these figures because they're awesome and I enjoy collecting them. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Damn, that looks good. Very nice job, Filix Toys. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as it can go, with all of his removable parts detached. You can actually remove the vest as well. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with his hands. He has a total of 12 hands, 6 right hands, and 6 left hands. Here he is, with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Most of his hands have the purple gloves on, and look best with his coat on as well. And here's his second pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands. And then his third pair of hands. This is another pair of gripping hands with a different shaped grip. And his next pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands with trigger fingers for his guns. Here's his fifth pair of hands. This is a pair of default hands. They would look good relaxed at his sides. And then his last pair of hands. These are a pair with no gloves on. This would be good when he has his coat off, just like he was in the film in jail for the interrogation scene. Now for his heads. He has 2 of them. One with a normal expression, and one with a much bigger smile. Here he is with his first head. This one has the normal expression, at least as normal as you can get when you look like this. And here's his second head. This one has a larger smile, and it looks like some of the makeup's starting to run from his eye. The next accessory is going to be the mask from the Joke Robber bank scene at the beginning. It's a mask of that clown mask that sort of represents Pagliacci. This is what he wore at the beginning when we took it off and said, "Some things make you stranger." Now it doesn't actually fit on him and he has a wrong outfit for this, but still a pretty cool accessory to have. Here's the Joker holding that clown mask. So now for his coat. This thing is fantastic. Now, I've been showing the Joker without the coat on, but he looks so much better with the coat on. Cloth soft goods coat at its finest. One of the best Joker coats I've ever seen. It's slit in all the right places to not restrict anything. Looks great on the inside. It's got some Velcro for the grenades. Very, very well done. Now this Joker can actually have 3 different looks. Here he is with the vest and the coat off. Now, it looks a little weird. He's way too skinny. Torso seems a little too long. But it's kind of cool to have these display options anyway. And then here's this Joker with the vest on, looking a little better. And then here's the Joker with the purple trench coat back on. He looks the best like this. I'll say something else about his clothing. I was hesitant to take off the coat and the vest. Sometimes when you take those things off, you put them back on, they're all bunched up and they look weird. You can never get them to look flush again. Not this guy. They fit on like a glove. Not too loose, not too tight, just right, and it looks pretty good. Next, we have a spiked shoe. The spike comes out of the shoe, kicks Batman. Here's the Joker with his right spiked shoe attached instead of the regular. Now let's look at his guns. He has 4 of them. They all have very nice paint jobs and unique sculpts. We have a shotgun, a machine gun, a revolver, and then a semi-automatic pistol with an extended clip. Here's the Joker holding and pointing that shotgun right at you. And here he is, holding the machine gun. Here's the Joker holding that revolver. And here, holding the pistol with the extended clip. Now for his knives. They're very small but well detailed. Nothing is pocket but knives and lint. Comes with the 2 sort of main different kind of knives, but he had a whole bunch more on his body in the film. Here's the Joker holding the first of those knives, and then holding that second knife. He also has a large stick or sort of club thing he was beating Batman with at the end of the film. Just a black sort of pipe, a little larger at one side. Here's the Joker holding that large pipe or metal bar. Then we have this detonator. This is pretty cool, something new they brought to the table. This is from the end of the film with the 2 fairies, one with the prisoners, one with the citizens of Gotham. Even has that sort of dangly piece at the top there. Now, like I said, something new they brought to the table. Typically, we have a bunch of knives, a bunch of guns, a bunch of Joker cards, all the accessories from the film, but this is something that I don't think I've seen any company release before. Here's the Joker holding that detonator. Here's something else new and unique they brought to the table. Remember that scene where the Joker interrupted the mob? He had about 5 grenades inside of his coat. They were all tied to a string that was attached to his finger. They said, "You think you can steal from us and get away?" And he said, "Yeah." Pretty cool. Now this thing, I believe, is sort of velcroed on the back and will attach at the inside of his coat. Something I've never seen before. Pretty nice. Here's the Joker with these grenades inside of his jacket. Seem a little bit lower than I remember, but still very, very cool. Now we have some individual Joker cards. These are made in hard plastic. You have 4 or 5 cards together. You got the Joker in the front, the back side of some cards. Here's the Joker pulling out those cards. When you want to take things a little more seriously, here's my card. And then his final accessory. When I first looked at this, I thought, oh, with a large Joker card, how great, something that doesn't make any sense and you can't really use for him. But on further inspection, it's a whole bunch of smaller cards, mostly Joker cards. They're all perforated, you can punch them all out. So we're going to have an unlimited amount of actual cards for the Joker to hold. Here are all these cards. There are a whole bunch of them. You can sort of reenact the scene where he blew up a judge and cards flew all over a forever car. And here's the Joker holding one of those single Joker cards. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, now for his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 6.5 inches tall, which is going to translate to 16.5 centimeters. And now for his articulation. His head and neck is one solid piece. Rotates the bottom side to side. He looks up and down about that far. You can tilt his head a little bit from side to side. Shoulders on a ball joint goes at a good 90 degrees. Up, down, around. With the jacket, it only goes up about this far. Moves pretty good, not too restricted. He's got a butterfly joint in his shoulder, forward and back. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows, they go all the way in. His wrists can rotate and it's going to be hinged. In his torso, he does have a ball joint in the middle. He can rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist. rotate around, forward and back. Legs, they only go about this far. Pants getting real low at this point. Go forward, pretty much all the way. Back, not too much. He's got pretty much no rotation at the thigh. Double jointed knees. And then his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt. Rock at least a little bit. Here's a look at the Joker, holding his jacket open, exposing the grenades. Holding up his Joker card at the same time. Now let's check him out. Next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Filix Toys figures, and some other Heath Ledger Joker figures. Here he is, next to the only other Filix Toys figure that I have. This is a Joaquin Phoenix figure they made 2 or 3 years ago. Now, it was very nice at the time, but it's become a little dated since then. This Heath Ledger Joker by Filix Toys is light years ahead of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Both nice, and I love the fact that this is a little bit larger scale than the previous release. There's one other Filix Toys figure that I would like to get, and that's their version of Rorschach. I passed on it at the time, but I think it's a pretty nice figure and will be a good addition to the collection. Now let's check him out. Next to some other Heath Ledger Dark Knight Joker figures. Here he is, next to the McFarlane DC Multiverse Heath Ledger figure. McFarlane did 5 different looks with the Heath Ledger Joker. And here he is, next to NECA's Heath Ledger Joker. Then, next to the Mafex Heath Ledger, both the 1.0 on the left and the 2.0 on the right. The 2.0 is a great vast improvement over the 1.0 and is probably the second best Heath Ledger out there, second to this new Filix Toys version. Mafex also did 5 different versions of the Dark Knight Joker. Then, next to Mattel's Dark Knight Joker figures, we have the Movie Master version on the left, which was from a good 15 years ago, and then their Signature Collection on the right, which came out about 4 years ago. It is a huge improvement on their first release, both in the detail, paint, and the scale. And just like McFarlane and Mafex, Mattel also did 3 different versions of the Dark Knight Joker. And finally, next to the SH Figure Arts version, here are all the different Heath Ledger Dark Knight Joker figures in the 6 and 7 inch scale that I have, from largest to smallest, and these are all in his normal purple trenchcoat looks. From left to right, we have the McFarlane DC Multiverse, the NECA version, Mattel Signature Collection, Filix Toys, Mafex 2.0, Mafex 1.0, Mattel Movie Masters, and SH Figure Arts. Which one is your favorite? Personally, if I were to rank them, I'm going to say Filix Toys first, then Mafex 2.0, and then NECA, and then McFarlane DC Multiverse, and then Mattel Signature Collection, and then I guess Mafex 1.0, and then SH Figure Arts, and then Mattel. Still much love to that Mattel figure. It was really, really nice at the time. Now let's check him out, next to a couple of Dark Knight Batman figures, so you know which lines he fits in best with. Here's some of the fancier import figures. We have Mafex 3.0 on the left, and SH Figure Arts on the right. Both are very, very nice Dark Knight Christian Bale figures. I'd say he fits in with the Mafex one a little better, even though he's taller. And here he is, next to some more standard, cheaper US mass releases. We have McFarlane DC Multiverse on the left, and then Mattel's Movie Master on the right. He's sort of between those two, doesn't really work with either one perfectly. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise. In case you don't know which lines you can mix him with, since he's a Filix Toys third-party figure, they're typically the 6 inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the smaller action figure lines I collect, and work way larger, and I'm going to include as many Joker figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is, next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures, and some SH Figure Arts Joker figures. And now, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends, and some Mafex Joker figures. Here he is, next to a little paper plate. And here he is, next to both some Mattel and Mezco Joker figures. Then, with some Jazzwares and Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some NECA and DC Direct Joker figures. Next, with some DST or Diamond Select toys, and some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And finally, next to some McFarlane DC Multiverse Joker figures. Overall, it's a very nice Joker figure. My only complaints would be his shirt and pants look a little bit funky when you have the vest and the coat off, but he's not actually meant to even be displayed that way. I'm having a really hard time getting the tie straight. It is sort of sewn onto the shirt, but I feel like it's sewn on maybe a little bit higher than it should be, and it gives the tie a bunch of sort of bunchiness. A very minor complaint. Also, his wrist pegs, be very, very careful. I felt like they were about to break almost every time I did the hands. Heat those things up before you swap them. Do yourself a favor. And his knife, very delicate as well. Also, I didn't even want to mess with taking out the purple string that attaches to his hand, attaches to grenades, because it just seemed like it would be a huge mess to tie back around. A lot of awesome features. His sculpt and paint job, excellent. The likeness is spot on. Paint on his face is fantastic. Cloth soft goods, also excellent. Not too baggy, not too tight, just right. His scale, it's great. Mezco scale style. Accessories, absolutely amazing. I love the fact that he has brand new stuff we've never seen before. Articulation, it's also pretty good. A little bit restricted from the coat, but that's expected. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give myself a solid 8.5. Very, very nice figure. It is definitely the best Heath Ledger out there in the 6 and 7 inch scale. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.